Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode here on Drive with Jesh. Today we are here with Dr. Seth Gillespie and his Ferrari 296 GTS. We're gonna get a walk around of his car, and then we're gonna hop in to learn more about his journey and his background. We did have some fun yesterday on the track. I have a new appreciation for these V6 Ferraris. It was a great time. But Seth, why don't you take it away, tell us more about this car.
Sure. Well, actually it's a V6 hybrid, which gives it a lot more horsepower and helps it with turbo lag. Basically, this is the Assetto Fiorano package of the Ferrari. So you can see it has some different two-tone paint color racing livery, and it has some other special features I'll talk to you more about as we walk around the car. So a little bit more about the Assetto Fiorano package. As you look around the car, you could see a lot of carbon fiber. There are actually some special pieces that you can only get with this package, including here in the door sill, which obviously will show that it is an Assetto Fiorano. It is a convertible. It's hard to see. It's a hardtop convertible.
I did think that was cool yesterday. You were talking about, was it the qualifying mode where it was kind of learning what we were doing on the track?
Yeah, so with these newer V6 hybrids and also the V8 hybrids and the technology that Ferrari has, instead of letting you slip too much, it's learning kind of the track behavior and learning the track. I don't know all the technical details, but as you saw yesterday, it had some little slippage, but then it was like correcting itself.
It makes adjustments
as we
in real
were
time.
going around the track.
That's crazy.
Another thing I like to do and personalize my cars. As you see, I have some stickers here on the side. The 296 obviously is the model of the car. The AF stands for the Assetto Fiorano package.
So the blue stripe on this is one of the things that stuck out to me the first time I saw it. Is that specific to this trim? And then there's a couple of different options to go with there?
So the way Ferrari does it is you pick, so there's a base GTS, the 296 GTS, then you pick the Assetto Fiorano base package, then it allows you to then further customize with a special racing livery. This is inspired by the Le Mans Racing Day heritage.
Got it.
You can get it, I believe, in silver and yellow, and then this like bluish Le Mans color. Yesterday we went on the Harris Hill track, which is kind of like a baby Coda. I think it's, a lot of people have different opinions about Harris Hill. I liked it. I felt it was relaxed. I mean, we just went around the track a few times, didn't do anything crazy, not racing or anything, but just getting a handle of the car and learning more about it and how it drives. And all my cars are different. My McLaren Artura was, felt different. This feels different. All my Ferraris all feel different, but I think this is the most capable. What Ferrari says is this is in the fun to drive class. These newer Ferraris are very low into the engine bay there, and you can see the electrical hybrid system cabling there, which is in that bright orange color.
And then we've got a wing here, which this does go up and down at the track yesterday.
Yeah, this is, I completely forgot. This wing right here, which is embedded into the rear of the car, is carbon fiber. And you can only get it carbon fiber and get that package, and it pops up. So I kept noticing something in my rearview mirror as we were driving on the track, and obviously it's activating on its own. Unlike like some of the Porsches I have where you can press a button and like show off, you can't really show it off. It does its own thing when it wants to. So as you can kind of see, the seats look a little different. These are the carbon fiber racing seats. Also, there's a lot of carbon fiber in the rear of the interior, and the doors are carbon fiber.
All right, Seth, now that we know more about the spec, beautiful car here, let's go ahead and hop in, learn more about your journey and your background. Let's do it.
Excellent.
Seth, how long have you had the car?
I feel like it's been about a month.
And what was that process like? Did you purchase it? Was it around Austin?
Yeah, it was kind of unexpected on the spur of the moment. I had received a call from McLaren of Houston telling me that they would like to buy back my McLaren and have me upgrade to a convertible because my McLaren Artura was just a regular coupe. And so that kind of thought, that thought process of like, oh, convertible might be nice.
Yeah.
Especially since prices were not going down in terms of depreciation, it was, pretty reasonable offer. And then my friend Jesse, we were just hanging out on a Saturday, and he's like, well, let's go to the Ferrari dealership, because before you get another McLaren, you should test drive the new 296 GTS, which of course is a convertible, but a Ferrari. And literally just that one like crazy decision to go test drive like had me end up in one of these.
That's funny. In terms of, since you've had it, is there anything, what's your favorite and least favorite thing about the 296?
Favorite thing, I like the convertible part of it and the speed. There's no lag. I did have a Ferrari 488, which was a twin turbo V8, and it had quite a bit of turbo lag. This doesn't have any lag. In fact, the difference between the Artura, the McLaren Artura, and this car is this car has more horsepower than the McLaren had combined with the electric battery and the V6. So this is a substantially faster or more horsepower, 830 horsepower combined for the 296. Yeah.
Wow. We barely, there was still a lot more that she had to give on the track yesterday.
Oh yeah, I was taking it.
You've got the 296 now. I know you've had a number of other Ferraris. Yes. Walk me through which ones you also mentioned the 488. Before that, what did you have?
So this is when I first moved here to Austin, I was not much of a car guy. I lived in the Bay Area for many years before I relocated for work. And I just had the regular cars here when I moved to Austin. Like everyone was into like JDMs, all types of like German cars, Italian cars. And I started watching this guy, Daniel, on YouTube. His name of his channel is Normal Guy Supercar. And he was like a enthusiast, hobbyist. I've actually met him in real life several times. And he kind of got me into, Ferrari. Wow, do I deserve a Ferrari? Am I worthy enough for a Ferrari? And so the Ferrari California, ironically enough, moving to Texas was my first Ferrari.
You sold those companies, you're not, you're in tech, and you've done well for yourself, obviously. Take us back, Seth, to what life was like for you growing up.
Well, growing up, I was pretty much self-made. I put myself into college. I got my bachelor's degree. I went in working in the IT space, and I've been doing IT ever since.
In terms of business, now you sold that franchise, back to them. What advice do you have when it comes to either, closing a deal, either, with a customer or with a business partner? You've done several of those.
I would say having trust and having accountability. And the moment you're working with somebody, and whether it's a small thing that doesn't follow through or something that doesn't quite seem right, I think maybe in my earlier days I'd be maybe a bit more trusting or give someone a second chance or a third chance. Nowadays, not just because I'm busy, but I kind of can sense people a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that you can't teach somebody, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's something I've just kind of tuned into when making decisions, whether they're
your
personal.
Spidey senses, if something's going off, doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have all kinds of friends. I try to surround myself with a wide variety of people because I'm always learning.
Yeah.
But especially when I'm making, financial decisions, I'm a lot more aware of like the upside and the downside.
In terms of challenges, were there any significant challenges you faced either in selling those companies or throughout your career, maybe even, challenges that you're facing in your line of work today?
I know one of my biggest challenges of my work today is I don't take enough vacations. And so my boss has to remind me, because believe it or not, in the corporate world, or you're familiar with this, is vacation hours will expire after a certain amount. And I think it's by law, I don't know, or by state. I forget how many hours it is, but then like today, I talked to telling my manager, I'm like, I'm going to be taking Friday off because I don't want my vacation hours to expire.
Yeah, and they're cool with that? Everything?
Absolutely. That's a great thing about where I'm at. Maybe that's the other thing I would recommend. Wherever you work, be happy at what you're doing. Maybe the work's hard, but you have a good manager. I would stick with that. But if you don't have a supportive management, it makes it really, really difficult.
Plus one that. What would you say has been the biggest loss or failure in your life, or something where you learned, a really big lesson?
I wholeheartedly believe you learn more from your failures and losses than your successes.
Yeah.
I know I was a lot more cocky and a lot more like kind of in my youth, in my 20s, even like mid 20s to late 20s, like, okay, I knew all the solutions, I knew how to fix all the problems, and of course we're talking about not listening as much, and it got me in trouble and kind of limited my ability to get better jobs or be promoted. And it wasn't until like I learned from that difficult situation how to grow, because if it's just success over success, you're not going to learn as much. And so any failure that I've had or any difficult time, I don't treat it as like, oh my goodness, that was such a bad situation, or I hate that person, or that I dislike that company. I say that was a great learning experience. That was awesome to see where I can improve.
Right. Yeah, and in terms of challenges, I know, the entrepreneurial journey can have lots of challenges and obstacles. What's one thing would you say most people don't know about being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I think most people think, I know it's a cliche, get rich quick, that you're going to come up with an idea or you're going to invest in a business, or it's not going to happen overnight typically. And if it does, then you're lucky.
Yeah. You worked for a lot of really cool companies, met some really even famous people maybe. And in terms of, where you are now, you've done well for yourself, obviously. Do you have an ultimate goal, early retirement?
I don't see myself retiring anytime soon. I just enjoy what I do. And even if it's not for the money, it's to get out of the house or to exercise my brain.
Yeah.
And again, I encourage people, if they're not happy with where they're at, to learn something new, whether it's AI or something with computers or entrepreneurship. And if they like to travel, for example, there's a lot of travel hackers, and if I could make money on a beach in Thailand, I would love to do that. But
me too.
I don't know. I'm really used to having a big monitor and a big team, and I really enjoy what I do. So I don't know if I could work on a beach, but I think some people could.
Yeah, I could. I would gladly work with you on a beach.